Welcome to the Segmented Podcast, the show where we bring you 3 segments each episode, ranging from discussion to improv. How are you doing, Noah?
I am doing well, Benjamin.
That's wonderful, as am I.
We have gotten some replies to our survey.
And by replies, we mean exactly 2 replies.
2 responses about what segments people like. And so we will do one of those segments. Speaking of which, tell us what our segments are, Ben321.
Our first segment of the day is 60-second improv story, a highly requested and fan favorite. Then we will transition on to Will You Press the Button, a very popular and fun segment involving a website where you press a button. And to finish our show, we will do Create a Band using the website www.dafont.com. I'm really sick of that.
I just find it funny that you're like www and then you say font and then you said .com.
Well, you know how
ha.
robots are. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, that's a word that I know," and then the rest of them just
Yeah.
reads it as letters.
Yeah.
So it has no idea whether it's an abbreviation or if it's a word.
Okay. I think the only thing we can do is get into it. Segment 1. We're going to do some 60-second improv story. Basically, what we're going to do is get prompts from our co-host. In my case, it's going to be Ben. In Ben's case, it's going to be me.
You.
We will provide the other person with a name, location, and a nonsense word. They have 60 seconds to make a story that includes all 3 of those prompts. Ben, would you like to give me your stuff?
I would love nothing more. All right, Noah, your name is
Stop.
The name
Stop.
is. I was gonna. Okay, so
Good.
the name is Ishbod.
That's the name or the nonsense?
That's
Got it.
the name. Come on, don't judge me.
Ishbod. Sorry.
The location is in a clock tower,
Okay.
and the nonsense word is oofda.
Oh my gosh. That's a good one. Okay.
All right, 60 seconds on the clock. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Ishbod, the toad, lived in a clock tower with his older brother, Ichabod. Ichabod Toad and Mr. Pym. Mr. Pym is an old guy. He really likes to talk to frogs, and he can actually talk to frogs because he's weird. And so they live in a clock tower to hide away from the world. And the reason they do that is because they can speak English. Well, not very good English. They have their own language known as Oofda, which is the language of the frogs and the toads. They can speak that with each other, and Mr. Pym, he can speak to them with in Oofda. And they live in the clock tower, so they can always tell what time it is because their eyes are really bad, so they need a really big clock. One day, the clock struck 12 o'clock, and Ichabod, Ishbod's older brother, died because he got smashed with the giant hand, our hand, and Ishbod stood over his dead brother and started sobbing.
Was that a tragedy? Did we just have a
Yep.
tragedy 60-second improv story?
Yep.
Wow.
I realized that I had to make them do something, so I did.
Yeah, so then, it was like that one nursery rhyme where the mouse dies.
Yes, I
That's-
was actually thinking that.
Yeah, nice. Poor Toad. Actually, I'm afraid of toads.
You hate toads, so
I don't hate them.
you hate them with a burning passion,
I'm afraid of them.
which
There's
is
a
why you hate them.
difference. I don't hate knives, but I'm afraid of them stabbing me. Like,
But the thing is, you're not afraid of the toads stabbing you. You're afraid of them leaping out in front of you.
well, it's an irrational fear. It's not anything they have to do. I'm just using the example. It's like you don't have anything against like large sharks.
Excuse me?
Do
I have
you
everything again. A
do you
large
hate
shark
large
killed my
sharks?
grandmother.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You have a burning hatred for them.
Yes.
Noah, what are my prompts? What are the things I gotta
Your
do?
name is Rentina.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It will be for today. All right.
The name you are using for the improv story is Rentina.
Very well.
The place you will be using is Casablanca. Because I just watched that movie and it's freaking great. I understand why it's a classic.
I have no idea where that is. Don't tell me.
And your nonsense word is Helltopf.
Helltopf?
Helltopf.
Okay.
Okay. You have 60 seconds on the clock, starting now.
Rentina was a nice little widowed woman that ran a cafe in Casablanca. Now, when I say Casablanca, I don't mean the city, the Casablanca. I mean, she literally lived in a white house. Like, it was just a house that was all white. It was a white building, hence the name Casablanca. And that was also the name of her cafe. She served lots of great food. I mean, it's still Spanish. It's still a Spanish cafe because it's Casablanca, obviously. But one day, a very strange man came in. He said his name was Helltopf, and he wouldn't give a last name, which was very strange. It was a very small town, so everyone knew each other. But he would only go by Helltopf. And he ordered all of Rentina's muffins. Why? She had no idea. And he left. The next day, he returned again, and he bought all of her cakes. And before she knew it, she was out of business because right across the way there was a new cafe called the Azul. That's it.
The Zool.
There.
The
I was
Zool.
gonna make a joke about the Blue House, which is I think like Casa Azul. It's like a famous museum in Mexico. I was gonna make a joke about that, but I ran out of time. Yeah. That was a little slice of life of Rentina.
Rentina.
I imagined
yes.
her as like a really cute, like old, like kind of Spanish lady with like kind of like squinty eyes, a little bit of a hunch, but she's like a grandma sort of character.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really
Fair
nice.
enough. Fair enough. Okay. Well, that was a great thing.
Segment 2. This segment, we're gonna press buttons, or we're not gonna press buttons. That's up to you. Actually, it's up to us. Sorry.
It's yeah.
You aren't participating. It's either up to Noah or I. We're going to go onto will you press the button .gov, and we're going to decide
It's not .gov.
whether or not
It's not .gov.
whether or not
Wait. Could you imagine if this was like how the government decided to like get votes in?
Yeah,
They started a website. Will you press the button .gov, and then it's talking about a bunch of policies. It's like I'm not even going to mention anything because
like,
it might be
like all of their
controversial.
policies and all of the like representatives they just have in will you press the button games. And so like they literally just like take the percentage off of that and they're like, blammo, there's your new president, kids.
Yeah, the thing is they also mix it in with all these other ones. So it's like people feel like they're playing a game. It's really just for the government things, and then they extract those and then show them to the people, and then that's how they vote for policy.
Anyway,
that's what I was gonna say.
so we're gonna go over here. Also, I just realized looking at the URL, it looks like Willie ooh press the button, which is really funny to me. Anyway, so Noah, the first one is in your pocket. You will always find just enough money for whatever you want to get, and are immortal. No need to sleep, eat, and can't be killed. But you cannot buy a car, house, or food. Here's what I'm going to say about this. I'm going to say you can leave out the immortal bit. Like, a lot of them just, like, slap on, like there's a...
I don't want to be immortal.
Yeah, like, they just throw that on, like, that's not quite enough. Let's balance it out. It's like in this game that I play, Team Fortress 2, where it's like, this doesn't feel quite balanced enough, so let's make it so it can't have random critical hits. It doesn't make sense if you never played that game, but it's stupid, and it doesn't count as a debuff. It doesn't make it a balanced weapon. It just makes it stupid. Just leave out the immortal. Anyway, also, who wants to be immortal? But it says no need to eat, sleep, or be killed. So it sounds like you could die if you wanted, but it's just like an option.
Okay, wait. So let's establish this. I have enough money for anything that I want to buy, but I can't buy food or
house or
housing. Okay, the thing is, so I can't buy food, but
here's
can
what I'm
I
gonna say
pay
about
other people to buy me food?
That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say you would be everyone's best friend.
Yeah.
So the name of the game would be codependency, unfortunately. Which is
I'd say no.
isn't a
stupid.
super
It's
fun life.
stupid.
But you'd have some great friends, and they'd be really close because it'd be like, you can have all the money that you want as long as you hang around me, and we always get food together, and you always let me chill at your place because I literally can't have my own place, car, or food. So basically,
thing
you
is,
just have a
if you have your-
chaperone.
If you have your own, or if you have money for anything that you ever need, you don't really need to spend money on having a house.
It's basically saying you can buy anything except the bare essentials. So
Yeah.
you could have
Well, yeah.
you could get the means of getting those things, but in reality, it would just be like, make someone else do it. Spend enough money to have somebody else do it for you, which
So,
could be great,
okay,
but
wait,
could
wait.
also be terrible.
Could I give money to someone else and then have them buy the house for me?
I think you could.
Okay, then in that case, sure. But also, yeah, sure. As long as I have a house. Okay, if I'm not allowed to own a house or I can't have a house, then I'd say no. Because the thing is, I like a place to come back to that I can call home.
Right. Yeah, no, I think you could. You just couldn't. Well, it also says buy. So here's a stupid loophole. You can rent an apartment. You can lease a car. You can't do it for food. There's no way to not buy food. Any way that you're getting food.
Could I rent food?
You can,
No.
You can't borrow
Can't.
food from the bank, unfortunately.
Dang it, every time. Well, you press the button if you obtain a sword capable of slicing through anything, but it can talk. It is incredibly annoying and will try to mess with you.
Okay, I don't know if he would want me talking about this. I have a friend who was making a comic series, and this was actually a character. He had
What?
this neon sword. Hold on, if he gives me the go, I can tell you about it at greater length. But I'm sure he doesn't mind if I talk about it a little bit. So it's this giant pink neon sword that's basically, I don't exactly know how it worked, but I assumed it was something like a lightsaber. Oh gosh, I want to say it was either like a female that was like attracted to one of the characters and was like super annoying because of that, because it's literally just a sword, which also sounded really funny. Or it was just like a generic dry sidekick. I can't remember, but like I think that'd be hilarious. It might make my life miserable, but it would make me like the greatest main character ever for any story.
True, but the thing is, I don't know if I need a sword that can cut through anything.
Yeah, okay, yeah. In practical life, you don't really need that.
I'm going to say I will not. I mean, if I was a comic book character, I'd definitely do that. Also, that's a really awesome premise. So that your friend should definitely develop that more. I'm
Yes,
assuming he
please.
already is, though.
Yeah, you will be given everything you've ever wanted. One person in your town will die. Okay, that's stupid. We're skipping that one.
I hate those. I hate those so much.
You can save the whole world, but you die. Or
Oh, hey. What about this one?
but
Hey,
some random person
hey,
you know dies.
Hey,
Oh.
hey, Ben, what about this very creative one? You gain immortality and the best looks on Earth, but you acquire great riches and vast amounts of power. Wait, what? That's...
It's not real.
No.
That can't be.
Those are
What?
just both good.
Okay.
I'm going to say I will not press the button.
Oh, here's a good one. This is a good one, Noah.
Okay.
You become the ruler of an industrious, patriotic nation that is guaranteed to conquer the continent.
Oh, okay.
But you are literally Hitler.
What? Say that again?
You are literally Hitler.
Oh.
That's like a gotcha. I don't care who you are. Offensive joke or not, that's a really funny one.
That was really funny. I found that humorous. Boy. I will not press the button. I don't want to be Hitler.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I will not.
Okay. You will receive $1 million. No, sorry. $1 million. But 1 million bears will attack you 365 days after and appear 10 miles from your location.
That sounds awesome. Bring it on. I'm gonna spend $1 million on defenses and hiring a TV crew.
Wait, no, it says a million. So
That's stupid amount of money. That's not worth it. Like once they go like in the billions trillions, you're like you're destroying the world economy. Stop.
the thing is, it says a million in
And then
the
it
number. It
says-
says, and then it says the word million. So I don't think they meant that, but that's what it says. I will press it. Oh wow, it's pretty split, 54 and 46.
A box set of the unaltered original Star Wars movies comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, and it's cheap and easy to find. But the Star Wars prequels will forever be regarded as at least slightly better than the originals by everyone but you. Okay, we're not even going to answer this one. We're just going to dissect,
No.
like... What? Okay, so nothing is capitalized in this one, I want to note. First off, so basically, this is for Star Wars fanatics, so it's like, I get the original Star Wars for DVD and Blu-ray for really cheap, and it's really easy to get, which I guess they just want super bad, like that's just the best, like they can't handle the enhanced edition or whatever.
Well, the thing is, George Lucas, in the new versions, they had specialized editions, and then after the theatrical releases, he altered a bunch of things that made it significantly worse. That's where the whole, like, Han shot first thing came in.
I don't know. I guess for me, it's not that much of a deal breaker. I guess
Yeah,
it's
no,
more
I
of
don't-
a looking at a whole picture than... But anyway, and the whole, like, prequels things, like, I really don't care enough about my opinions about movies for, like, I wouldn't be
Yeah,
like,
right.
oh, I feel like a social outcast, or, oh, everyone else is wrong. I'm the only one that can see them for what they really are. I'd be like, whatever, I'll move on. Or I just change my opinion and lie to myself, which
The thing
plenty
is,
of people do.
one unpopular opinion I have about the Star Wars movies is well, actually, I have a few. One of which is I don't mind Jar Jar Binks that much, and that the original trilogy has terrible acting and is kind of miserable to watch.
I did do a Star Wars marathon one time, and I think halfway through the sixth one, I was dead. I
Yeah.
just couldn't take it because I've seen them so many times.
Yep.
It was pretty unbearable.
Yep. The thing about Star Wars is the fact that I love them, and I appreciate them, and they're great movies, and they're the greatest of our time, and I appreciate what they've done for society as a whole. And by society, I mean
Culture?
nerd culture.
Yeah.
Yes, culture in general. But I don't like watching them. They're miserable. Have you watched the Ewok movies? Because those are great.
You keep mentioning them, but I haven't got to them actually. No, I
Okay.
haven't.
You know what? I've mentioned it multiple times on the podcast. We need to watch those.
We could do a watch along, not a watch along, but like, have you ever seen where like it would work better in video form, where we basically just watch it and then cut down to our best reactions or whatever the meme is.
Oh, that would be fun. That could be fun. We could do that as a Patreon thing. This one's actually kind of cool. What if you transfer yourself into any anime, video game, television show, and basically stopping time in real life, but you can only transfer back to real life after living in the world for 10 years?
Dang. I'd say yes, and I wouldn't do it.
I'd say yes, too.
I wouldn't do it until I was 80. Once I was 80, throughout my life, I'd write down a series of television shows in place. And I would return, and it would, like, mess me up, and I'd be, like, horribly, like, mourning because
Yeah.
I made all those great memories and friends. But I don't know. I feel like the life experience of getting to live all those lives would make you feel more fulfilled and happier. I don't know. Or maybe you just do it once and then die.
Well, the thing is, I do it at the age of like 50, because at that point, because the thing is, okay, it says basically stopping time in real life. So does it actually stop time, or is
I think
it just like,
does.
or is it like Narnia? Because in Narnia, they live their whole lives and then go back to the wardrobe when they're young again, like the same age as when they went back.
Yeah.
So is it like, if it's like Narnia type deal, I would definitely 100% do it.
I think
If
it
it's
is.
not, and like 10 years actually goes by,
No.
And
I think like you come back and everything's the same.
yeah, 10 years is actually really not that long, and especially if you've been on this earth for...
Dude, that's still like because since you can't get in touch with the rest of the world beyond, like everyone there you would have to become attached to and rely on, like instead
Yeah.
of whatever real family you have.
What would end up happening is you'd have to be ready to start a brand new life.
Yeah.
and live there for 10 years.
Maybe you hate your life. Maybe your life is terrible, and maybe this is your big break.
Yeah,
Maybe you're in prison and you're watching Fuller House, and you're like, you know what? This is better than where I'm at right now.
Maybe you're in prison. You're listening to the Segmented podcast.
Oof. I wouldn't
For
want to
some
live
reason.
I wouldn't want to live in the darkness of billions of 60-second improv stories for the rest of my life. I don't care how much you like it. I couldn't do that.
But the thing is, we only exist for 30 minutes a week. So
I'm sorry. I know we're done with the Will You Press the Button
Yes.
guy, but I just got you are immortal, but you become a blue whale.
sold. Segment 3. We're going to go to www.dafont.com, also known as dafont.com, which is a font website filled with a bunch of free personal use fonts.
It's amazing.
And
I just
it's
used
amazing. One of my favorites. One of my favorite font websites. So basically, we're not sponsored by Dafont. It's just something that I discovered a long time ago while going through a bunch of fonts is that a lot of font names make really good band names. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Dafont, go to the front page, and see what the top fonts are and create a band just based off of the name. Okay, what do you have?
I mean, right off the bat, I got Vegan Yummy. I mean, that
Okay.
already sounds like a great cooking show for kids in the era of humanity when everything has become vegan.
That is very, very specific, and I like it. You know what? I'm thinking that is a winner right now. I think we're going to do that one. So wait, Vegan Yummy? Is that what we're doing?
Vegan. You know what? It's so different from everything else we've done. Let's go with it. We're doing vegan.
Vegan Yummy. What kind of music do they play? I'm thinking like not reggae, but like chill music.
Vegan Yummy as a band.
Actually, take that back. Maybe they play really upbeat kids music.
Maybe they play what's it called? Drone music. Or,
No, they don't play drone music.
fully ambient, or there's a bunch of music genres where it's like not really musical, it's just stuff. Like my brother showed me one the other day that's just like just disturbing loud noises. It's kind of scary. But no, I feel like they wouldn't be that. And it's more interesting to have actual music.
Okay. So, I like what you said about how it's a kid. This is a child band. It's a kid band
gosh.
that.
See, that was only because I just thought of TV shows. Like I know we're doing
I
a
know.
band, but like Yummy, I can only think of like what can you do with food? Is it like the what do they call it? There's the group of the fruit guys. No. The fruit. They had this fruit salad song. Gosh, the Wiggles, right?
The Wiggles. I just watched a video about that today. Literally today. What the heck?
Anyway,
What is the chance of you mentioning that?
so what?
I'm so tripped up right now. What the flip?
What if the band's
My
like,
friend sent me this video called Psycho Salad, and they mix the fruit salad song from the Wiggles along with some metal song, and it works surprisingly well. Okay, one moment. I'm gonna have you. Yeah, I like that. Vegan Yummy. They're like the Wiggles. They're a band for children, and I'm gonna send you this video real quick, and I want
Alright.
you to listen to like just the first 30 seconds of this video. I'm going to play the first 30 seconds of audio in this, in the podcast right now, so you guys can hear what this is about.
Salad. Yummy, yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy fruit salad. I did my time and I went out. So if you say it doesn't cut, the soul is not so vibrant. The reckoning, the sickening, packaging subversion, pseudo-sacred perversion. Go drill your deserts, go dig your graves, then fill your mouth with all the money you will save. Sinking in, getting smaller again, I'm done, it has begun.
So, thoughts on that?
Oh, that's amazing. Also reminds me of the Lil Wayne Cooking by the Book mashup. Very similar, where it works surprisingly well with the tempo and the key and whatnot, but the styles are very different.
Very different, and I love it so much. She sent me that last night at like 11:50. I was already asleep, but I woke up to it, and that was a great thing to wake up to. Anyway, so kind of like the Wiggles, but maybe they have a screamo singer.
Here's what I'm thinking. How do you make music vegan? We gotta
Get rid
revolutionize
of all the meat. Okay, I have an idea.
What
They're
is
all
meat in
robots.
music.
They're all robots.
They're all
It's an all robot band because there's no meat.
okay. So is it an AI making the music, or is it just Vocaloid? Like
What does
completely
Vocaloid
electronic?
mean?
Like where there's no human voices or no humans playing instruments. It would just the instruments would be played by a computer, and the voices would be generated by a computer.
It's 100% just all AI, and they play together, and they record songs, and then they can pre-program those together.
That
and
sounds
then they all
sweet.
work
And
together.
also concerts would be amazing because since
Yeah, they would.
it's like a deep AI, like it would literally make new songs for concerts.
Yes. And then and then they'd automatically be separated into tracks and then sold at like uploaded, and then at the end of the night you could get that show. You can buy that
Problem is,
show.
It would be so smart. It would be so good once it got a grasp on what makes organic human music that it would corner the market on literally everything. It would probably take over the world in the music industry.
Which is kind of ironic, seeing as it's called Vegan Yummy, and they're supposed to, vegans are all pro-world and pro-working together.
Yeah,
and all
that's
that.
very ironic.
It's all good. It's
But
fine.
at the same
I like
time,
that
let's,
idea.
let's not focus on that. Let's just focus on the fact that there's no humans.
There's
So
no humans, 5 robots, and all of them are programmed to do different things. One of which
okay,
is
so
the
let's
lead
say
vocalist.
instead of it just being one massive supercomputer that's basically hyper intelligent, like deep AI learning,
Yes.
it's 5 different
robots.
like
All- all
different AIs
programmed-
with different
yes.
jobs, and they're
Yep.
decently limited, so they're not like overpowered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then one would, like the drummer, the robot drummer, would set the tempo and stuff, and then the rest of it will be able to, like, riff off of
Each
that.
one builds a different part of the song.
Yes.
Either through random or for what it's learned from other songs.
Exactly. And then as they keep playing, the shows get better. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That's really cool. That's a really cool idea, like, actually. And then the lead vocalist, in order to get the different sounds, like the different the syllables and stuff of like all the different things, what they did was they isolated what the top 10 best singers of all time were, and then took all of their voices and averaged them.
I mean, they could do that, but they could literally also just generate a new human voice with technology.
I know, but
today.
it's more fun to think that
That'd be pretty sweet. How can music be yummy besides it just being good music?
Okay, so we got the vegan out of the way. How can we get yummy in there?
Maybe it specializes in like earworm, super catchy, like
Yes.
pop kind of music. Like maybe
Here.
nothing's really nuanced or interesting. Like literally the 5 computers' job is to make music that gets stuck in your head. Like good quality or not, like everything is stuck in your head music. Oh, I forget. Yeah, like earworm, kind of like I said. I know there's other terms for it. I don't know. Is there any other way that music can be like? I'm trying to think. What's
Okay.
yummy?
So I googled the definition of yummy, and it says of food, delicious. And then I'm gonna go to delicious and see what it says about that, because okay, delicious, highly pleasant to the taste. Okay, highly pleasant to the taste of music. That works. So it just has to be good music.
But that's too general. Like
I know. It's far too general.
you can't just be like, we make the good music. Like that's what everyone says. Maybe that's just their
True.
style. Maybe they just have a lot of advertising, and like a lot of their branding revolves around like food.
food.
and like the
That's
vegan
it.
kind of trope thing.
What about all their lyrics are based around food?
Well, it could also be like, is it Intel where they're like, it's either their program or their operating system. They're like, it's all named after foods. Like there's Raspberry Pi, I want to say cheesecake, popsicle, something like that.
And then like all the
ice cream
Android versions are
sandwich.
based off candies.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, like maybe all of their albums, it'd be food related. Like that would be the name of
Yeah.
it. But it'd all be like vegan dishes or vegetables or fruits or something like that. And then songs.
That's a cool idea.
Songs maybe could have something to do with it. I mean, I don't want to totally like put them in a corner and be like, all the songs have to have a name of a fruit or a name of a vegetable or the name of a grass.
But that's just like their brand. Their brand is food based, not saying all their lyrics are about food. That said,
Yeah, that's just kind of like their thing. Yeah.
they're not any sort of 21 Pilots, and their lyrics aren't going to be super deep and amazing and in depth. They're just going to be surface level AI generated songs.
Right. It's supposed to be good sounding music over lyricism.
Yep. And also, they know to make it earwormy and get stuck in the head.
Hold on. What if it was just like literally like it just analyzes all the like most popular songs and like generates a new song?
Oh
so
my
it's
gosh.
like that AI that made a new Harry Potter book where it literally just like predicts each word by what averages the last word. So it makes no logical sense. It just makes grammatical sense, and it's like absurd.
And it has a good rhythm.
Right. No, like it would sound great, but like the lyrics would have no meaning and no consistency because they just follow just like the average of all other popular songs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And also that predictive text thing, that is a really very enjoyable thing to play around with. I will leave it in the show notes, and I'll also leave a link to the Harry Potter and the predictive text, which is an AI predictive text generated like chapter of Harry Potter. They took all the Harry Potter books, threw them into this machine, and then they averaged the word that comes out of like a previous word. So for example, like every time that the word Harry shows up, more likely, like most of the time, it ends with after Potter or something. It's really funny.
And yeah, Ron shirt.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I will leave that in the show notes. It's from botnik.com.
It's great.
I think we have a pretty awesome band here.
Vegan yummy.
That is the end of our show. We hope you did enjoy it. Ben, what did we learn today?
We learned that you should know how to speak to frogs and toads in the language of Oofda.
Yes, we also learned that having a totally AI-driven band is an awesome idea and should be done.
We also found out that if you have infinite money but you can't buy stuff, you just make other people buy stuff for you, which doesn't sound very fun.
And finally, we learned about Rentina and her rival store, Zoo.
Oh, yeah. Zoo. Yes.
Zool. It's fine. You can find us on Twitter at @Nomich_, that's me, and at Tiztendo, that's Ben. Email us at segmented.fm@gmail.com with all your questions, complaints, and affirmations, and support the podcast on Patreon at patreon.com/segmentedfm, where you can get an extra segment every episode, as well as listen to our recording sessions live. And also, if you pledge $3 or more a month, you can send us a paragraph of lyrics, and we will make a song out of it. We haven't done that this season, but, of course, the best way that you can support the podcast is to leave a review on iTunes, and to especially share it with your friends. That's the best way to get the word out for us, and is very helpful. Also, the survey is still up, and it will be up for the next 3 episodes, so if you want to go fill it out, that would be very helpful. With that, we're going to do a one-word outro.
I
would
like
to
tell
you
that
I
love
you. That's it.
Bye.
That's the outro. Good day. Bloop. That was my temporary transition sound.
All right.
Bloop.
Yummy, 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 yummy fruit salad. I did my time and I went out. So a future fame, it doesn't cut.
All right, can I stop recording?